Hi everybody, it's Deborah from PeopleLovingAnimals.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching my video today. Today's video is called Leaving Your Cat Home Alone, Tips for Safety and Comfort for Your Cat or Kitten. You know, some people, most people I think that cats are pretty much independent, and they are for the most part. I think cats are generally more independent than dogs are, for example. But the fact is, cats can get lonely. They can suffer from separation anxiety, just like a dog, and they can become hurt or injured or sick while you're away. So in today's video, we're going to talk about ways to make your cat safe while you're gone, ways to make them comfortable and happy while you're gone. And I'm also going to give you some additional resources and some information about how long can you leave your cat alone safely. So again, thanks so much for tuning in and watch the video. If you find it to be helpful, please go ahead and give it a like. Now, if you have not been here before, my name is Deborah. I run a website called PeopleLovingAnimals.com, and several times a month I do videos all about the health, care, and training of dogs and cats. So if you have a pet that you would like to get continued help with, I would love to have you on board as a subscriber. And I'm also going to give you a link in the description box to go ahead and sign up for my email list if you would like to. I have a cat lovers email list and a dog lovers email list. And if you would like to subscribe for that, I'll have a little free gift that I'll be sending to you. So again, thanks so much for joining me for the video. Let's go ahead and get started. We are on my website, PeopleLovingAnimals.com, and we're going to use this article called Leaving Your Cat Home Alone, Tips for Safety and Comfort for Your Cat or Kitten for today's video. I'm not going to read you this article. I'm simply going to use the article kind of to guide us through the video to make sure that I cover everything. And I will be giving you a link to this article in the description box of the video, along with links to anything we talk about during the video. So everything that you need will be in the description box, and you can go back and read this article in its entirety if you would like to. Now, like I say, people think that cats are generally independent. Like I said, they are. But they can get sick, they can get injured, they can get lonely, they can have separation anxiety. And also the most important thing is that your cat needs to be safe while you're not at home, while they're home alone. They need to be comfortable. They need to be happy. So today we're going to go over all ways that you can do that. Now, if you were here for my last video, you know that I just recently adopted a semi-feral kitten. This is his first debut on my website. I'm so proud of him. His name is Whiskers. I've had him about 2.5 weeks, and he was part of the reason that I decided to go ahead and research this topic and write this article for my website, because, you know, he's little. I'm concerned about him. So I decided to go ahead and do some research about ways that I could keep him safe. I'm a little nervous about leaving him home alone because he's new and, you know, he's young. And so I'm really glad that I did, because I've been a cat owner for about 100 years, and I knew a lot of the things that you need to do if you're going to leave a cat home alone. But I did find out some new stuff too. So I'm really happy to be able to share this with you today. So there's my boy. Look at how sweet he is. He's come so far in the last 2.5 weeks that I've had him. First, let's touch on this. How long can a cat be left home alone? According to petcube.com, I'm going to give you a link to their information on this. It depends on their age. If they're under 4 months, they should only be left alone 2 to 4 hours. If they're 4 to 5 months old, 5 hours. If they're 6 months old, 8 hours. And a healthy adult cat can be left home alone from 24 to 48 hours. Now, keep in mind that these are the maximum time frames that you should be leaving cats of this age alone. And you should also keep in mind that it depends on the animal. You know, sometimes cats have a harder time being alone. Some cats are more mischievous and can't be trusted, you know, very, very long home alone. Some are very energetic. Some have some anxiety issues. And if you have a senior cat, that's a whole new ball game. If you have a senior cat, you need to just be aware of how long that cat is going to be safe to be home alone. But as a general rule, you can kind of follow these guidelines. If you have a young kitten under 4 or 5 months old, you might consider crating your kitten. Now, here in my article is a picture of the crate that I set up for Whiskers when I first brought him home. Now, this is just a small crate. I'm going to give you a link to get these on Amazon if you would like to, but you can see in the crate, I covered it up with a blanket. He was very scared when he first got here. Like I say, he was a semi-feral cat, which means that he didn't have a lot of human interaction prior to coming home with me. So I put this blanket over so he couldn't see absolutely everything. He's got his little teepee in there, which has been such a godsend for this little kitten. I'm going to give you a link to that little teepee because it was his safe spot for the first week or so when he was here. That was where he would run if I would approach the crate. Just a tin pan that you can get at the dollar store with some cat litter in it and his food and water, and I put a couple toys in there. Now, I had to graduate to a much larger crate several days in because he's a semi-feral cat, I had to have him in the crate for about 2 weeks. I had to do training with him and so forth. And I might be doing some videos on that, by the way, on how to take care of a feral cat because it's been quite an experience. But if you just want a crate where you can safely leave a kitten just while they're young, just so they're safe while you're gone, this might be a nice setup for them, okay? I'm going to give you a link to the crate, to the little teepee, and then I'm also going to give you a link to this article. I'll go ahead and open it for you. How long can I leave a cat home alone? That includes a video. I'll give you a link to the video as well, and it kind of goes over more of the details about what you need to do for your cat if you're going to be away for a longer period of time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give you that article as well. I'll give you the link. Now, safety first. The first thing you should be thinking about with your cat is safety. First, make sure that their basic needs are met. Make sure they have enough food and water. Make sure their litter box is clean, and make sure that they have a quiet and comfortable place to sleep while you're gone. You might invest in a automatic cat feeder, automatic water dispenser. I'm going to give you the link to these so that your cat will just have food and water kind of dispensed to them on a regular basis. The water ones are nice because that kind of keeps the water from getting stale and dirty in the dish, so it's an option. You don't have to have one as long as you're leaving for a few hours and you've left the cat enough food and water. Also, make sure your litter box is clean because you don't want to end up having a litter box issue with your cat when you're not home because you didn't leave them with a clean litter box. Next, kitty-proof your home. Now, consider all the things. Take a walk around your house, especially if you have a kitten. I cannot believe the things that Whiskers has gotten into in this house for the last 2 weeks. Things that I didn't really think of. For one thing, he's absolutely infatuated with plants. I've never had a cat so interested in the plants. Obviously, he likes cords. He likes anything dangling. Like, for example, on my dresser, I have a little necklace holder thing, and all my necklaces hang from that. Well, until he gets a little older, I put that away because, that's just cat heaven, anything that's dangling. But take a look around. Things you're going to be looking for are things that are dangling, like cables, electrical cords. You can tie electrical cords up with what's called a cord keeper. You can get them on Amazon, and I'm going to give you a link to get them. Keep in mind that twist ties and rubber bands they're a good way to tie up cords, but they can be a choking hazard for a cat, okay, if the cat is trying to get into the cord. So go ahead on Amazon and get yourself the cord keepers. They're safer and they're easier to use and they're better to tie up the cords. Look around for things anything that could swallow, like, for example, dental floss. Now, I've had cats for 100 years, and one of the habits that I have, and I've just had for years, is whenever I use dental floss, I don't put it in the bathroom garbage. I put it in the toilet, and I flush it down the toilet because string can be eaten by a cat or a dog, a puppy or a kitten, and string, if swallowed by an animal, can get tied up in their intestines and be very dangerous for the animal. Not to mention that's an expensive surgery if your pet has swallowed something like dental floss, but it's best, I just put it in the toilet. Also, keep in mind your bathroom garbage can, okay? What's in there that they shouldn't be eating or you don't want them to have. things like dental floss, hair ties, things they can swallow, medications, household cleaners, lotions, sprays, essential oils. You know, if you have a little one of those, you know, little essential oil warmer things, yeah, well, you don't want the cat to dump it, and you don't want the cat trying to eat it, you know, things like that. Plastic bags are a huge risk for, especially for small animals. They can get their head stuck in a bag and suffocate. Sharp things, places where your cat can get stuck, and you'd be surprised how many places that your cat can get into. Closets and cupboards they can get into. You also might want to take a quick look at this list. I'll give you the link for it, of plants that are poisonous for dogs and cats. You see this blue box? I'm going to give you a link, and I'll give you a printable list of foods that are poisonous for dogs and cats, and you may be surprised of some of them on there that you probably didn't know about. And for that reason, make sure that your cat can't get into the trash can. Again, they could get coffee grounds, things in the trash that are not good for them or that are toxic. And keep in mind other garbage cans in your house. For example, when I was a kid, we had a poodle named Peppy, and one time he got a piece of gum out of one of our bedroom garbage cans. And it was kind of funny, but he got the gum and he made a day of it. And, you know, he had poodle curls, and he was chewing this gum, and he was going like this with it, and he had it all over his face, all over his paws. It was terrible. You know, to get it off. So you just have to kind of take a look around and say, you know, what might they be interested in that they shouldn't be getting? Also, when you leave, you want to make sure that your air conditioning or your heat is on at a temperature that is comfortable for your cat. Also, make sure that your windows are closed or safe for your cats. You know, this is a really big issue. Sadly, there have been many instances where cats have fallen out of a second or higher story window and been killed. It can be where the screen is not tight enough and they literally push their weight on, they fall out the window. Some cats will claw or chew through a screen. It's such a terrible, terrible tragedy to have that happen. So I'm giving you the link to an article about making your windows and screens safe for cats. And I found it to be very, very interesting. And you want to just make extra sure that if you're leaving any, you know, cats love to sit in front of the, well, like for example, here's Whiskers sitting in front of my sliding glass door. Well, that's a screen. I don't open that door unless I'm going to be in the room, because this is a very old screen door. The screen is old. It seems to be intact, but I don't think it would take much for him to get through that screen. I really don't. So you just want to make sure that your windows and screens are safe for your cat. And please go ahead and check out that article I'm giving you the link for, because it's an important issue, okay? Now, do cats get lonely? By the way, if you've been here before for my cat videos, you've seen this little sweetie. I owned this cat for 20 years, and I love her so much. I get a little emotional every time I see her picture. She's such a beautiful girl, beautiful girl. Anyway, do cats get lonely? Yes, cats do get lonely if they're left alone for long periods of time. Cats are social animals. They do get very attached and bonded with their owners. If they become lonely, they can get depressed. They can suffer from separation anxiety. Some of the symptoms of this could be excessive meowing, being more clingy, not using the litter box, loss of appetite, vomiting, diarrhea, and anxiety. I'm going to go ahead and give you a link to get more information about cat separation anxiety. If you feel like your cat is having a particularly hard time when you're not at home, you might want to go ahead and check into that. Now, I have videos on my website about dog separation anxiety, but I've yet to do one about cats. So that's on my list of topics that I'm going to be researching and doing a video about, is cat separation anxiety. So in the meantime, go ahead and check out this article. It's not mine. It's an article I found online on the issue. And then if you'd like to, go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, and keep your eye out for that video that's going to be coming up. I'm going to do a video on that topic. Keeping your cat happy when they're home alone. Now, once you've covered their basic needs for safety that we've already talked about, make sure your cat has something to do while you're gone. You can have a cat perch sitting next to a window, a scratching post, interactive toys. You might even leave the TV on or music on for your cat. YouTube actually has tons of videos that's like relaxing music for dogs and cats that you can leave on for your cat when you leave. You might also have a bird feeder outside of your window. That's an awesome thing. Cats just love to watch birds. And if you can somehow have a bird feeder that hangs, maybe you have a big picture window or sliding glass doors, and um, if you could have a cat perch and the cat can sit on, and then outside the window is a bird feeder, I mean, that will keep them entertained for hours. I'm going to give you the link to all of these things that you can find on Amazon: the cat perches, the scratching posts, interactive toys, and a bird feeder. If you'd like to go ahead and check out some things that you might be able to provide for your cat to give them something to pass the time, while you're gone. You might also get a pet sitter. Now, we talk about this in the article that I'm giving you about how long you can keep your cat home alone. Basically, if you're going to be gone more than a whole day, 48 hours at the absolute max, you might consider either hiring a pet sitter. I'm going to give you a link to MEOWTEL. They are a cat sitting company. You can have someone who is insured and trained. You can even hire a cat sitter who is trained in giving medication. If you have a diabetic cat or an elderly cat that needs needs to have medication while you're gone, I'll give you the link to their website. And if you will use this code, starts with Deborah. If you'll use that code, if you go ahead and use that site, I will donate a portion of what you pay for that to animal charities. I'll tell you about that at the end of the video. But if you don't want to go all out and actually hire a pet sitter, just try to get a friend or a trusted neighbor to stop by. If you're going to be gone all day, if you're going to be gone a couple of days, or more, it's really a good idea to have somebody just come in and check on your cat. If nothing else, scoop the litter box, make sure the food dish is full, make sure that the water hasn't been spilled. And you're going to want to freshen up the water. And if your cat is open to it, to maybe stay and pet or play with the cat for a few minutes. Really keep that in mind if you need to leave your cat for a long period of time. And if there's a local dog walker in your neighborhood, you might want to give them a call and say, I know you're a dog walker, but I was wondering if you could check in on my cat. You could hire them the same as walking your dog. I'm sure they would be happy to come over and check on your cat, scoop the litter box, whatever. So you might be surprised how easy it is. And the other thing too is if you have a neighbor or a friend who also has a cat, then it can be a really nice arrangement because you can exchange. You can do that for each other, and it's just a nice arrangement to have. Be patient with your kitty. I always say, I'm being sarcastic, but it's true. Just because your pet is still alive when you get home does not mean that they were okay while you were gone. It upsets me so much when I hear people say, oh, my dog can go 12 hours in the crate without peeing. And well, again, just because the dog didn't pee in the crate does not mean that a dog should be made to hold their bladder for 12 hours. Do you know what I mean? And cats tend to be more sensitive than dogs. They tend to be quite fearful animals. They can suffer from anxiety and things. And so I just think that it's important to realize. And also, cats might not show the symptoms of not being okay, like a dog might. You could be having behavioral issues with your cat. They're all of a sudden peeing on your bed, or they're all of a sudden not using their litter box, or they're not eating as much, or, meowing all the time, or, they're scratching up the couch while you're gone. Well, people, I'm sorry, stupidly, in my opinion, it's a stupid concept when people say, oh, my cat got pissed that I left all day and ripped my couch apart. Cats don't get pissed. They don't think in those terms. They're not capable of thinking she left me home, so therefore I'm going to destroy her couch. If that happens, it's because the cat is suffering from anxiety while you're away. It's anxiety. They have an overwhelm of energy, fear, anxiety, and that's why they ripped your couch to shreds. Do you see what I mean? So it's just really important. Like I say, just because the cat is alive when you get home doesn't mean that they were okay, you know, while you were gone. So always just look for the symptoms that your cat is having any sort of a problem. And if you do have any sort of a behavioral issue come up with your cat, think about this. Think about what has changed. What's this cat's life been for the last day or so? Did anything happen today? Whatever. Like, say, for example, if you normally work full time and your cat stays home and they're fine, but then all of a sudden you start taking a night class, or maybe you join an aerobics class a couple times a week, or something like that, and then all of a sudden you're having some behavioral issues with your cat. Well, it might be because of the extended time that the cat is being left alone. So my whole point here is just to be aware. Be aware, watch your cat, see what they're doing, and pay attention to any symptoms that your cat might be having a problem. Now, just a couple more things before we leave. If you've not been here before, you don't know that I donate to animal charities. I am an affiliate marketer. I've been doing peoplelovinganimals.com as my job since 2015. And the way that I'm able to do it as my job is I become an affiliate or a rep for certain products and services that I can recommend to people on my website. I'm also an affiliate for Amazon. So if you click on the links that I'm giving you for the Amazon products, for things like dog training, cat training, pet health insurance, things that I recommend in my articles for my website, I will get a small commission. And then I donate 10% of those commissions to animal charities. And if you go to the homepage of my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, you'll see a list of the animal charities that I donate to. Okay, so for that reason, I would love it if you would please share this YouTube channel and my website with your friends and family who have a dog or a cat, because every purchase, a portion of the commissions go to help animals. And also, your friend or family member might be having an issue with their cat or dog that they could find help for here. I have more than 200 videos now, and I have hundreds of articles on my website. If you go to my website, you'll see they're all categorized: dog training, cat training, puppy training, healthcare, pet supplies, and medications. It really is a wealth of information, and I'm happy to provide it. So again, I hope so much that this video has helped you. If you have any questions, or if you have any ideas for some of the things that you do for your cat when you're leaving them home alone, please go ahead and leave them in the comment box so that other people that come along and watch this video in the future can benefit from some of the ideas that you might have. Again, thank you so much for watching. If the video was helpful, please give it a like. Please go ahead and subscribe, and go ahead and sign up for my cat lovers email list. In the description box, I'll give you a link. If you sign up for that, I'll give you a free little ebook about stopping bad cat behavior that I'll give you that as my free gift for signing up for my cat lovers email list. So again, thanks so much. I'll shut up now. I hope that the video has helped. Again, my name is Deborah, and my website is peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks again. Bye-bye.